Hi, third graders. This is Taylor here. Welcome to our 2020-2021 school year. That sounds crazy to me. This is a recording for our first lesson of the year. We're talking about the most magnificent thing and about the concept of growth mindset. So enjoy the story, and we'll talk about what it means to have a growth mindset, things we can tell ourselves, our self-talk that leads to a growth mindset, and then the activities that you can complete regarding it. Enjoy the most magnificent thing. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things, he unmakes things. One day the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Funny. Next, they gather their supplies and they set up someplace out of the way to get to work. And if you know what out of the way means, it means in a spot where it won't bother other people. Well, her out of the way is right in the middle of the sidewalk. Kind of silly. There are lots of funny, silly, quirky things in this book that I love. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she finishes, she steps back to admire her work. She walks to one side, her assistant walks to the other. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and shakes it. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that this thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even one of a kind, okay? It's all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles, and her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she finishes it, it stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong, so she decides to try again. And that's part of having a growth mindset, boys and girls, is to keep trying, even when you make mistakes, when you fail, when you become frustrated, keep trying. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens, fixes, straightens, and studies. She's very serious in her task. And that's how you have to be sometimes. When you're learning, sometimes you have to get serious. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square, she makes it round, she gives it legs, she adds antenna. She makes it fuzzy, she makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. She even makes it smell like stinky cheese. But none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. They're wondering, what is she doing? And here's the moment, and we've all had this. I know I have. I bet you have. She gets mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes the pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the tiny bits in. Her hands feel too big to do the work, and her brain is too full of all not the right things. If only the thing would just work. I've been there. Have you been there? Crunch. The pain starts in her finger, it rushes up to her brain, and she explodes. Not her finest moment. Yes, I have been there as well. I'm no good at this. I quit. Those are the words that, as your school counselor, and your teachers here and your principal and we never want you to quit. We want you to try a different strategy. What that looks like, asking for help, trying a different thing, reading, watching YouTube video, whatever it is, do not quit. We will help you. In this case, her assistant helps. Her assistant suggests a walk. And sometimes it's all you need is a break, a breath of fresh air. It's not much help at first, but before long she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mag gets pushed out of her head. So sometimes you have to get your mind off it a little bit. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again, but then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one side, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. So she's seeing that even with her mistakes, she's learning. She's learning. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the most magnificent thing. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. He's chasing the squirrel. I love it. And as the afternoon fades into evening, she finally finishes. She alerts her assistant. Ha ha, LOL. He's sleeping. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left. It's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use some work, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most amazing thing. And take a good look at their creation. I was so surprised when I first saw this. Can you see what her most magnificent thing is? A scooter for her and her dog, which I think is quite charming as a dog lover and dog owner. So the girl in the story has something called a growth mindset for most of the book. She believes that mistakes are okay. She believes you can learn from failing. She believes that continued effort and trying are what's really important. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being right all the time. It's about learning and trying and showing and giving effort. So someone with a growth mindset might have these thoughts. And if these thoughts don't come naturally to you, it's something you might want to work on. The thought that mistakes help me improve. When I make a mistake, I can learn and get better based on that mistake. When the little girl made those mistakes, making her magnificent thing, those mistakes helped her create what she truly wanted. This one's a good one. I'll try a different strategy. If you're doing your math and you're stuck and you're like, I don't get this, try another strategy. Try something else. Ask a friend. Ask a family member. YouTube it. Sometimes when I don't know what I'm doing, I will watch a YouTube video. Or I ask Mr. Taylor. Or I call my mom. Ask yourself, what am I missing? What is holding me back from getting the results that I want? This is going to be an important one, especially in our new virtual learning environment. Ask yourself, a person with a growth mindset says, is this really my best work? If it's not, keep trying. This is one that I think I developed over time. The reality that, okay, Mrs. Taylor, this may take some time and effort. It's with technology. I am not great yet at technology. I've been spending a lot of time and putting a lot of effort in, and I'm still struggling, but I'm going to keep working. This is a cool one. Challenges make my brain grow stronger. Truly, boys and girls, the more you use your brain, the more challenges you make it take, the stronger your brain will get. Get help. I will get help and figure this out. You are not alone. You are never alone. Ask for help. I'm going to ask what they do and try it. Sometimes I get jealous. If I see someone doing really well, I think, wow, I'll never be that good. Or wow, I wish I was as good as them. Instead of thinking that, I need to think, well, hey, why don't I ask them? How did you do that? Will you show me so I can get better? That's a growth mindset. Asking, hey, will you show me? Will you help me? And the last one, and you've heard this one, I bet you have, and it's a game changer. Have you seen the Wayfair commercials? Game changer. I don't get this yet, but I will. Adding that word yet can make a huge difference. In the packets that you have, boys and girls, that you picked up from me, we did our check-ins. Here's a way to check yourself. Basically, take a look at what the people are saying in these bubbles and decide, does the person have a growth mindset of learning, of making mistakes, of getting better? Or do they have what's called a fixed mindset, which means thinking, I can't change, I can't get better, whether I'm smart or not smart, it won't make a difference, it won't alter. So see if you can figure out which ones are growth mindsets and which ones are fixed. And then this, as we go through our learning together, and you might get frustrated or confused, or you might feel like you're going a bit crazy. It's important to replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Just like the girl in the story when she went for her walk. The mistake, the upset feelings, the thoughts, they got better because she did something about it. This says, when something is hard, I can. And there's some strategies, It could be anything from taking a break, to talking to someone about your feelings, to getting help from someone. It could be what you tell yourself. So just some ideas to jot down for when you're feeling frustrated or when something is hard. What can you say or do to help yourself overcome the challenge? And that is all I have for today. If you would like, there is a weekly check-in in your in our Google Classroom. It looks something like this. And just check in, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions about the lesson or anything else you might need. Thank you, third graders. I'll see you next time.